and welcome back to my channel. My name is Yaneli, and today we're going to be talking about HOLO TACO's newest collection, Declassified 002. This collection consists of 4 polishes that were cut off essentially from making it to the final round of their respective collections that they're supposed to come in. But now we have them in a second set of collections, probably under different names that fit this theme versus the original theme that they were meant for. And with that, I want to put a disclaimer. I did not purchase this collection. HOLO TACO was kind enough to send it to me in PR. I am not obligated to create content, post content, or do anything with this, but I do want to show you swatches, and with that, let's get on to them. Up first, we have Camera Shy, and I'm going to read you the description that HOLO TACO sent to us, people who got the PR. Quote, moody purple gray option from the Underglow collection that was cast aside because of its grayer undertones that felt too sad for an otherwise light and airy winter palette. Unquote. As the team says, this is a gray muted purple with pink purple shimmers running throughout. The first coat applied very smoothly, honestly not as gray as Shadow Lake is in the Underglow collection. I'm shocked that they decided to go with Shadow Lake versus this one, but I also understand that Phantom Call is another purple, and so they needed a different color in a sense, right? But I would say Shadow Lake leans more gray because it's an actual gray base and it's just a shimmer that makes it blue. I had really good coverage with this in 2 coats. I didn't feel like I need a 3rd coat or anything. I felt like the formula of this one was a little bit more loose viscosity in a sense. I felt like the ones in the Underglow collection were a little bit on the thicker end compared to this one. It applied really nicely. I didn't finagle with it, and you will see brush strokes within the shimmer itself just like you do with the other polishes in the Underglow collection. Moving on to the next one, we have Misfire, and this is from the team. Quote, burgundy red sparkling option from the Birthstone collection to represent a garnet stone. We chose the smoother formula of Gosh Garnet instead, ... We'd like to apologize to all January babies who feel this shade better suits their vampy taste. Unquote. And this is such a true statement. I feel like this one fits so much better with the Birthstone collection than Gosh Garnet, because Gosh Garnet was the plain Jane of the group, had nothing else going on besides the shifty iridescent red shimmers, but Misfire suits the Birthstone collection with all the glitters and whatnot. I will say that after applying the first coat, I immediately sensed that this polish was thick compared to Camera Shy. This one is also packed with a lot of glitters that Camera Shy is not, so it could be the glitters that makes it feel that more thickums. So for my eyes, because they don't provide any other description than the little tidbit that they give us here, I think this is a black jelly base with red microflakes that kind of reflect in certain positions of the light, and then I think they are gold hollow microflakes integrated into it. But yeah, overall great coverage. I didn't feel like I had to go in with a 3rd. I think this polish looks absolutely beautiful when it's out of focus. You have your phone flash on, you kind of out of focus it a little bit, and seeing the hollow and the glitters just twinkle in there, oh my god, it's Christmas on my nails. For this polish, I definitely recommend doing the soak off method versus just wiping it off, as wiping it off with the glitters might create micro tears in your nail bed. So soak off method or wear a peel off base coat. Moving on to Glaze Over, from the team we have, quote, white shimmer option from the Underglow collection. Simply was torn between this and Swan Song, but after an unauthorized poll on socials, the blue shimmer won out and this warm glowing white was glazed over. Unquote. From what I see as I was swatching this polish on, this is another milky white base with light orangey yellow shimmers going throughout, and then I do see a little glints of pink shimmers peeking through. I'm not sure if they're part of the orange shimmer that's within or if it's actually an added glitter in the polish. Again, total speculation here, don't have the official description of this polish. Okay, so first coat applied patchy, again milky white. Not gonna hate it on the first coat, but I do like the vibe it's giving on first coat. It's giving more summer wedding type of vibe versus Swan Song giving, you know, actual winter-esque vibes. Second coat helped a little bit, but it was still patchy in the middle, which is where my indentation of my nail is, and so I went in with a 3rd coat, and the 3rd coat definitely patch things up, but I still see dark spots around my indentation of my thumb. But I'm thinking it's because of my textured nail and not so much because of the formula. I think if you have not so textured nails like I do, then you might achieve full opacity or of the like in 2 coats versus 3 coats, or maybe 3 coats is your stop. But yeah, I think blurring base coat or smoothing base coat will definitely help in creating more of an opaque look. Additionally, you can also wear a white creme polish and then apply this one on top, but at that point you kind of lose the extra dimension in layering the shimmers from coat to coat. At certain angles, the shimmers do shift to a green type of color, and like the other underglow polishes, you do see brush strokes within the shimmers. Last but not least, we have Going Solo, and this is from the team, quote, a black licorice shade option from the rock candy collection that was passed on in favor of a more colorful pop rock vibe. In parentheses, customers wanted colors for spring, we guess, question mark, and parentheses, end quote. From the eye that I can see, this is a crushed hollow formula on a black base with blue/indigo shimmers going throughout. The shimmers do shift from blue to purple, so that's why I'm tweaking it to indigo. This is another one that's a little bit thicker, in my opinion, compared to the 2 underglow options that we had in this collection. The first coat on camera, if I wasn't paying too much attention to my nails or scrutinizing them too much, this looks like it could be a 1-coater. However, I did have patchiness on the sides of my nails and near the tip as well, so I went in with my 2nd coat and that covered everything up for me. I don't feel like I need to go with a 3rd coat, but of course that's dependent on nail length and how you load your brush with polish. Additionally, you can also tweak this by applying a black creme polish first and then applying this kind of as a topper, but again you lose that extra dimension look with the glitters layering on top of each other. This one's also giving Star Wars to me, but I could be swayed because I was listening to Star Wars soundtracks as I was watching. And then here they are in the sun. So from left to right, point your finger is Misfire, middle is Going Solo, ring is Camera Shy, pinky and thumb have glazed over, and these do not have top coat on it. This is how they look without any, but of course I always recommend top coat, especially with glittery polishes, as that amplifies the sparkle that they provide. And then here they are in somewhat indirect lighting. You can see here that with Going Solo and Misfire, the hollow kind of diminishes, looking more silver or gray versus seeing that nice, rainbow spectrum. And then the shimmers, I think, really pop in indirect lighting, where you can see more of that orange shift in Glazed Over and that pinky purple shift in Camera Shy. Moving on to comparisons, starting with Camera Shy, I wanted to compare it next to Phantom Call, as they're both technically gray purples. It's just Phantom Call has a different type of shimmer and hollow in it. Then I wanted to compare it with Flash Drive, which isn't so much of a gray purple, but kind of in the similar range, mainly because of the shimmer that Camera Shy has. And then moving on to Mooncat polishes, I whipped out To All Who Ghosted Me, and this one's also a gray purple. Difference is the shimmer is a different color, and I believe the size of the shimmer is also different. And then I have Mooncat's Fields of Lavender, which is another grayish tone purple with a warm shimmer similar to Camera Shy. And then lastly, I have Mooncat's Nightcrawler, and this is a dark gray purple base. The purple shimmers are very active in this one compared to what HOLO TACO has. In the middle, we have Camera Shy. To the left, we have HOLO TACO's Flash Drive. To the right, we have HOLO TACO's Phantom Call. On top, we have Mooncat's To All Who Ghosted Me. Underneath, we have Mooncat's Fields of Lavender. And to the right of that, we have Mooncat's Nightcrawler. On camera, Phantom Call and Camera Shy almost look like they have the same purple shade. However, Phantom Call is very different in terms of additional properties it has, with the more yellowy shimmer and the scattered micro hollow going throughout. I do think that Camera Shy is more in the gray area than Phantom Call is, but I will say that Phantom Call's shimmer is stronger than Camera Shy. Next up, we have Misfire, and of course I wanted to compare it to Gush Garnet, and these were both supposed to be January's birthstone. Gush Garnet's more of a simple iridescent red shimmer. Misfire did remind me of HOLO TACOs or Bite Me. I feel like they can be sisters in a sense. And then I saw that I had Double Dare, and right now on the camera it looks very dark, but there are some red aspects in it that I thought maybe could be similar. They also have Hollow as well. This one might be a long shot, but I thought of comparing it to Sabrina from Island P. Sabrina is a red flake, red shimmer that ships and acts kind of like a multi-chrome. In the middle, we have Misfire. To the left, we have HOLO TACOs or Bite Me. To the right, we have HOLO TACOs Gush Garnet. On top, we have HOLO TACOs Double Dare. And underneath, we have Island P Sabrina. These two, which is how they looked in the bottle as well, they are extremely similar. I would say this is more reddish than Misfire, and Misfire has those red glitter flakes in there, or Bite Me does not. I know HOLO TACO does have red flaky topper. Not sure if you can mix that up and see if or Bite Me can be duped to create Misfire. I don't have those red flakies to try and experiment, but someone out there who does have or Bite Me and the red flakies could attempt to it. You have to mix it within the formula. I think if you layered it on top as a topper, it wouldn't work out as well. But yeah, not exact, but pretty darn close here. Moving along to Glazed Over. First up, I had to compare it to Swan Song. I know the shimmers are different colors, but I also feel like the white base of them are slightly different. And then here I have Sugar Rush, which I thought would be more similar to Glazed Over because they're kind of like the same properties, warm tone shimmers. Sugar Rush is the white of the rock candy collection, but because it's crushed hollow, it turns more silvery because hollow is silver. But yeah, I thought with the warmer type of shimmers, it would be slightly similar. And then I have Milky White Shimmer, and this one doesn't have any color shimmers going throughout. I think they're just white. They don't really transition into anything. Next comparison I had was Memento Mori, as this is also a white with warm tone shimmers. However, Memento Mori shimmers are stronger and more like true orange than Glazed Over. Glazed Over kind of leans a little yellowy. And then I have Mooncat's Green Eyed Monster, which is another milky white with some shimmer. Green Eyed Monster does glow in the dark, however, and Green Eyed Monster has green shimmers going throughout. Lastly, I have Petals for a Narcissist, and this isn't really a white base, it's more gray, but I thought it'd be fun to compare regardless. In the middle, we have Glazed Over. To the left, we have HOLO TACO Swan Song. To the right, we have HOLO TACO Sugar Rush. On top, we have HOLO TACO's Milky White Shimmer. Underneath, we have Mooncat's Memento Mori. To the left of that, we have Mooncat's Petals for a Narcissist. And then on the far right of Memento Mori, we have Mooncat's Green Eyed Monster. I do think that if it weren't for Sugar Rush pulling so gray because of the crushed hollow in it, that it would be very similar to Glazed Over. These two pulled much whiter, cool tone white at least, because this one has the blue shimmer and this is just having the white shimmer specks going throughout. And this looks more warm tone because of the orangey yellow shimmers in there. Yeah, otherwise I don't think any of these are exacts. You could maybe also dupe it with Milky White Shimmer and adding like yellow orangey shimmer topper, like mixing it in and seeing if that can kind of create a similar effect. So yeah, not exacts. Lastly, we have Going Solo, and I think the perfect dupe would be, honestly, Island P's Nocturnal. I don't have the polish with me yet. I did reorder it during Island P's Black Friday sale. I did want to compare it to Shadow Lake, just because they're both blue and have a blue shimmer going throughout. Well, Shadow Lake is technically gray base, with the blue shimmers being very, very prominent. The next one I had in mind is Midnight Owl. And Midnight Owl is technically an indigo color. If this had like Freezer Burn kind of mixed in, maybe could be similar. And then lastly, I had Playing with Sapphire, but Playing with Sapphire is more of like a bam in your face type of blue, whereas going solo is more of a, it's more tame, more calm in relation to playing with sapphire. In the middle, we have going solo. To the left, we have HOLO TACO's Shadow Lake. To the right, we have HOLO TACO's Playing with Sapphire. Up on top, we have HOLO TACO's Midnight Owl. And underneath, in a swatch nail, is Island Peace Nocturnal. So Midnight Owl is definitely more on the purple area than Going Solo is. Going Solo is more of an actual black base with the crushed hollow and the blue shimmers going throughout. And then I wish I had my bottle, but I really do think that Nocturnal would be the best dupe, in a sense, for going solo. The main difference is that Nocturnal does not have a crushed hollow formula. It has scattered hollow going throughout, blue shimmer in there with a black base. So if the type of hollow does not matter to you, you can definitely try Island Peace Nocturnal, or you can wait for it during their next sale, because Island Peace seems to not discontinue anything. And that concludes the swatch and comparison portion of this video. Please let me know any and all your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm looking forward to chatting about this collection and what you think about it. So my overall opinion is that I don't really have one, honestly. I think the colors in individual bases are cool. I really like Misfire. I think HOLO TACO fumbled with putting Gush Garnet out versus Misfire. I feel like Misfire suits the Birth collection as a whole much better than Gush Garnet did. And it could have had the same name too. I'm assuming Misfire was originally Gush Garnet, but they gave it a different name to fit this declassified theme that we have going on. In an individual basis, I think these polishes are pretty. I think the formulas were very good. I didn't have any issues really applying any of these 4 polishes. I also very much enjoy only having to swatch 4 polishes versus 6 or 9 and whatnot. I'm shocked in myself that I preferred a red polish over a blue polish, because typically I lean towards the blues, as that's one of my favorite colors in terms of like nail polish. Reds, not so much. They have to be this dark vampy, which Misfire is, but also the way Misfire looks with the flash on, not focused, and just seeing the little lights, like my astigmatism. It's my astigmatism with Christmas trees. It's childhood, it's fun, it's blinding, you know? So I would have to say Misfire is my obvious favorite. I do find it interesting that we got 2 polishes that could have been potentials in the Underglow collection. I'm wondering if there weren't any in the Dark Academia collection or in the Cookies and Creams collection that could be put in this, or that fit the vibe of it. I guess I'm more curious as to why they included 2 Underglow polishes versus something else and just keeping 1 Underglow polish. But regardless, I think, you know, if you don't like Phantom Call, then you can get Camera Shy. If you don't like the coolness of Song, you can get Glazed Over. But yeah, otherwise, I think it's a collection. You know, that's my verdict. It's a collection of misfits that didn't make the cut, and now they're lumped together and out in this world for us to enjoy. So yeah, that sums up my opinion on this collection. Again, let me know any and all your thoughts down in the comments. And I notice a certain percentage of you aren't subscribed to my channel. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Really helps me out in continuing forward with this channel and kind of gives me a little spark to keep going, you know? So again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And with that, I'll see you next time. Bye.